Is this the end of Christianity? 130,000 mega churches are accused of selling salvation. Is it true? Are our pastors fake or true men of God? It all started when an author wrote a book titled The Seduction of Christianity. In the book, he names some popular preachers and accuses them of exploiting people's faith for money. The list includes Joel Osteen, known for his prosperity gospel and massive wealth. He has been criticized for supposedly using his sermons to get donations from church members who believe that giving money will bring them closer to God. So after the book was published, social media erupted. People were asking, is Joel Osteen a fake pastor? And if so, how do we know if our pastors are real? And I think there are 3 lessons that we can learn from this whole situation. Number 1, we must be careful of false teachers. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13 to 15. For even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also disguise themselves as ministers of righteousness. Their end will be according to their works, if also the works that they have done are good. If they are of God, they will be accepted. But if they are evil, they will be recognized. Paul warns the Corinthian church about false teachers. Even Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light, which means that those who follow these false teachings will seem very convincing. They may appear righteous, but their true intentions are evil. And the Bible warns us that many will be deceived by these false teachings. So we must be discerning and examine everything that we hear and believe in order to determine if it is truly from God. So let's ask ourselves, are there any red flags that we should look out for? Yes, there are. First, false teachers often emphasize things like material wealth, fame, and success as signs of God's favor. And they tell people that if they don't have these things, then they must not be pleasing to God. Secondly, false teachers may claim to have special knowledge or a special revelation from God that only they have. And they use this supposed knowledge to manipulate people into following them. Finally, false teachers may demand blind obedience from their followers, telling them to ignore what other people say and just trust them. So again, we must be careful and make sure that we are not being deceived. Number 2, our pastors are not perfect. Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 to 20. Beware of false prophets who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves. You can identify them by their fruits, that is, by their way of living. If I tell you the truth, it is the truth. If I tell you a falsehood, it is because I am a liar. I do not lay the foundation by myself. I accept the foundation laid by another. If anyone else builds on the foundation using different materials, the inspection will reveal the faulty building. It will not survive the test. It will collapse, and the work of that person will come to nothing. Jesus teaches his disciples how to judge people by their fruit. Verse 16 asks the rhetorical question, do you pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Of course not. You judge a tree by its fruit. A good tree produces good fruit, and a bad tree produces bad fruit. So here Jesus teaches us that we should judge a person by their actions and character, not by their profession of faith or their religious titles. So let us remember that our pastors are human beings, just like us, who are prone to sin and error. While we should respect and honor our pastors, we should also be discerning and not blindly follow them. Number 3, give to reach, not to release. Luke chapter 21, verses 1 to 4. Now as he looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the treasury, he saw also a certain poor widow putting in 2 mites. So he said, truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all. For all these out of their abundance have put in offerings for God, but she out of her poverty put in all the livelihood that she had. Here we see that there was a collection going on at the temple, and people were giving their gifts to God. Most people gave because they felt obligated or because they wanted to show off their wealth. However, there was a poor widow who came along, and she gave all the money that she had to God. And Jesus commended her for her generosity, saying that she had given more than all the others. So let us remember that giving should come from a heart that is motivated by love and gratitude towards God, not from a desire to get something in return or from a sense of obligation. And let us also be aware of the warning signs of false teaching and be careful to follow anyone who claims to be a religious leader. Instead, let's focus on developing a genuine relationship with God through prayer, study of His Word, and obedience to His teachings. So I'd like to ask you, what do you think of this issue? Are there any pastors that you watch or listen to? Do you think they are fake or real? Please let me know in the comment section down below.